Right. So, chapter number 12, chemical equilibrium. And in this particular lesson, today we are going to study law of mass action. And the law of mass action in the beginning, and then we'll go for the equilibrium constant. Then we'll study what is equilibrium constant. Right. So, what is law of mass action? What it says. See, whenever any sort of reaction takes place, right? You can identify, you can find out the rate of the reaction, rate of the reaction. And the law of the mass action deals with the same thing, right? So chemical equilibrium is mathematically described in the form of equilibrium constant. Okay, it is described in the form of the equilibrium constant. So, in beginning, before going to the law of mass action, let us see how one can find out the rate of the reaction. Okay, rate of the reaction. That is the rate by which we travel a particular distance. Similarly, कुठल्याही गोष्टीचा जर रेट काढायचा असेल तर what we should do, we should relate it with the time, right? In case of the chemical equilibrium, rate of the reaction, any reaction you take, wherever it is taking place, any reaction you consider, the rate will be change in concentration, rate change in concentration, or you can say reactant concentration of the reactant, change in, for change we will use small d, that is we call it as a change in, small change in the rate of the small change in the concentration of the reactant or product upon what you should get? You should get change in time. Okay, change in time. So when you talk about rate of the reaction with respect to the change in concentration of the reactant, it will be like this. And whenever you say rate with respect to the product, okay, rate with respect to the product, it will be change in concentration of the product upon change in time. So this is what is actual rate of the reaction. Now consider that you have a reaction A gives product B. Okay, A gives a simple reaction. Right. So what will be the rate of this reaction? Rate of this reaction will be equals to change in concentration or decrease in concentration of the A by dt, change in time. And in case of whenever you speak about the rate of the same reaction with respect to the product, it will be change in concentration of the product upon change in time. पहिला आपण म्हणतो rate of this particular reaction is equals to minus dA upon dt. What is the meaning? This minus sign indicates decrease in the rate, D shows change, and square bracket A, meaning is molar concentration of A upon dt, that means change in time. Okay, so this is how you can find out the rate of the above reaction with respect to the reactant. Similarly, when we talk about the rate of the above reaction with respect to the product, you can say change in concentration of the product upon change in time. Change in time. So this is how we get the rate of the above reaction. Now let us see the law of mass action. What it says, we'll take one example and then we'll try to discuss the law of mass action. Let us take the example where A and B are two reactants, hypothetical reaction we are considering. A and B are reacting together to give the product. Okay, here you can take C and D as the products. Okay, this is a simple reaction, hypothetical reaction where A and B are the reactants, C and D are the product. Now, how one can find out the mathematical expression for the law of mass action? but we'll see first, and then once again we'll go for the definition or statement of the law of mass action. Okay. Now, see, in this case, as I told you, what the law of mass action says, it is rate of the reaction. Rate of the reaction is always directly proportional to the concentration, molar concentration of the reactant, product of molar concentration of the reactant. This is the statement. As per the statement, we have written the mathematical expression. We say rate of the reaction. See, the law of mass action says rate of any reaction is directly proportional to the product of the concentrations of the reactant. Okay, or you may say instead of product, you can say rate of the reaction is directly. That is nothing but the law of mass action. So this is how you lead the simple relation. Now let us see how it turns into the mathematical expression, or when you remove the proportionality sign, what we should take constant. If I take k as a constant, then I will rate is equals to k into A, concentration of A into concentration of B. So this is what is the mathematical expression for the law of mass action. Statement, once again I will repeat, what is the statement for the law of mass action? Rate of the reaction, rate of any reaction at a given instant is directly proportional to the product of the reactant, molar concentration of the reactant. Or you may remember like this, rate of the any reaction at the given instant is directly proportional to the multiplication of the concentrations of all the reactant present in the reaction. Great. Once again you see here the terms are, this one is the rate of the above reaction, K is the equilibrium constant, whatever A is written inside the square bracket, meaning of it is concentration of the A at the given instant into concentration of the B into at the given instant. Okay, clear? Consider one hypothetical reaction. A plus B gives C plus D, and this reaction is at equilibrium. Let us say it is at the equilibrium. Okay, so one should note that this A is in the aqueous state, B, let us consider it as the aqueous state, C and D as well, they are in the aqueous state. Okay, all four entities, all four substances, reactant as well as product, are at the equilibrium. Now we are saying they are at the equilibrium. What will be the, if you apply law of mass action to the forward reaction? Let us apply law of mass action to the forward reaction. Now I will use the shortcut. For rate I will use small r. Okay. For the forward rate I will use RF, small rf, and then for the reverse I will use RR. Okay. So when you consider for the forward reaction, for forward reaction, how is the law of mass action? If you apply law of mass action, what means you can apply the law of mass action. Rate. What is going to be? So rate of the reaction. And I said I will use small r. Rate of forward reaction will be equals to what? Or you can say it is directly proportional to concentration of A rate into concentration of B. Isn't it? See, it will be rate of forward reaction will be the product of the reactant. Right. Now, if I remove the proportionality sign, what I get is RF, rate of the forward reaction, will be equals to Kf into concentration of A into concentration of B. This is what I need. Right. Then, similarly, I will name it as equation number 1. Similarly, we can go for the reverse reaction. Now, in case of the reverse reaction, your reactant will be C and D. Right. So, rate of reverse reaction is directly proportional to the concentration of C and concentration of D. Right. When we remove the proportionality sign, we get rate of reaction, reverse reaction will be Kf into concentration of C into concentration of D. This is your equation, rate law for the reverse reaction. Now this I will number as equation 2. Okay. Now you know the equation, the reaction is at equilibrium. I said it is at equilibrium. Now if it is at equilibrium, you are knowing equilibrium, chemical equilibrium is the state of the system where rate of the forward reaction will be equals to rate of reverse reaction. If I say it is at equilibrium, then I can say Rf will be equals to Rr. Rf is rate of forward reaction and Rr is rate of reverse reaction. It is equal. Now, if it is equal, you can see equation number 1 and equation number 2, where we got the LHS of this two equation is the first one is Rf and the second one is Rr. Therefore, if LHS is equal, then RHS of this two equation will be equal. Hence, you can see from equation 1 and 2, it will be Kf into concentration of A into concentration of B will be equals to Kr concentration of C into concentration of D. Concentration of D. This must be Kr. Okay. So this is what we get as a conclusion. Now, if you see, we have a few terms like we have the equilibrium constant, or rather the rate constant Kf and Kr on the opposite side. So we will take out it on the same side. The similar terms will take on the similar side. Therefore, it becomes Kf upon Kr is equals to, and the concentrations will, the molar concentration will put on the opposite side. So we need C upon D, C into D, concentration of C into D divided by concentration of A into concentration of molar concentration of D. So this is how the equation will be modified. Right. This is how one can modify the equation. About the equation 1, 2, and that's the relation. Right. Now, Kf is a equilibrium, it is reaction or it is constant. We call it as constant for the given rate constant, right? Rate constant for the forward reaction, rate constant for the reverse reaction. Right. Now, this is constant, this is also constant. Constant upon constant will be constant. Will be another constant. Right. Now, one can say, I can consider this as Kc. Okay, Kc. Why Kc? Because equilibrium constant for the given reaction. You see equilibrium constant. Okay. Now, why C? Because it is these are the molar concentrations. Therefore, we have to take it as C. Just to remember that molar concentrations are used in this case. Now, what is Kc? Kc is nothing but Kf upon Kr. Therefore, I get Kc is equals to concentration of C into concentration of D upon concentration of A into concentration of B. So this constant is referred as equilibrium constant. Remember, Kc is called as equilibrium constant. What is equilibrium constant? From the equation number 3, you can see this is equation 3rd. From this equation, you can see equilibrium constant is nothing but the product of the concentration of the product. See, what is equilibrium constant? Equilibrium constant is nothing but, you may say, ratio of product of the concentration of the product to the product of concentration of the reactant. In the other way, you can say equilibrium constant is nothing but the ratio of multiplication of the concentration of the product and multiplication of molar concentration of the reactant. Okay, so this is equilibrium constant. What you can see is whenever the reaction will be in the gaseous state, if all the reactant and the product are in the gaseous state, and if there is equilibrium between these two, there is equilibrium. Okay, then what you can say is whatever equilibrium constant will be obtained, that is termed as Kp, because whenever the reaction is in the gaseous state, instead of molar concentration, we measure the pressure of the reactant and the product. Therefore, this Kc will turn into the Kp, and Kp will be the ratio of pressure of the product. Okay, pressure of the product 1 into product 2 divided by, or you can say pressure of the reactant and the other reactant into the other reactant. So that is what the Kp is. So Kp is the ratio of product 1 into product 2 to that of reactant 1 into the reactant 2. This is Kp. So let us stop here for today. This is how we get the Kc and Kp. So in the next video, we are going to see if the reaction becomes A plus Bv,